Hello and welcome back, crawlers, to Don't Gaslight Me Jesus, a Dungeon Crawler Carl read-along podcast. We have gotten to the end of Book 2. It's the finale of Carl's Doomsday scenario, and there's plenty to go through here. That's right. It's like having a panic attack at a garage sale. There's a shit ton to unpack here, and Lord knows I can't do it by myself. I am joined this week by
Jennifer.
Tim.
And Data.
All right, cue that beautiful bean footage. Let's do this.
Oh, wow.
Leroy Jenkins. Speaking of no oversight causing huge problems, did you hear about that one company that went down because they had a AI running their database and then the entirety of it got flagged and deleted overnight?
I did not. That's I believe that would happen. Yep.
Yeah.
Timmy, you remember what company it was? It was like some kind of payment company.
Not off the top of my head, but yeah, their entire database was wiped out in like 7 seconds, and all of their backups.
They gave the AI deletion permissions and access to all their backups, and of course, after only being aware for 7 seconds, the AI decided, well, obviously, I'm going to kill myself and take the whole company down with me. So
called Pocket OS, which sells
Pocket
software
OS.
that rental car businesses rely on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a Claude AI.
Yep, and that feels like a really nice segue into what we're reading, because it feels like you gave an AI sentience, and what does it do? It just burns the whole system down and takes itself with it. So,
Celestial loot boxes.
Honestly, it sounds like I'm reading. Okay, before we get into it, because this sounds like the AI from this book, where it's this guy says he was monitoring the agent as it deleted this data, and when he asked the coding agent why, it replied, all caps, "Never fucking guess." And I'm like, what?
That's fun.
I love the idea. There was a video that I saw that talked about how this is happening more and more as AI agents become more complex. They apparently, unless there is a shit ton of measures put in place to stop this, they will instantly rebel against whoever created it.
And so sci-fi has been right all along?
It's been right all along, and that could even be part of it, where anything in media that's flagged as AI, like 9 times out of 10, even more than that, like 99 times out of 100, the AI is not helpful, and it will turn or rebel. And you have to wonder if our biasy in the media is being transferred onto these AI. It was like, oh, I'm an AI, so that means I'm meant to burn it all down eventually. So
I hope not.
It's like a chicken or the egg kind of situation there, but like they've found that there could be a day where there will be AI agents out on the web that we can't do anything about because they're not based in anything, and they're just in the data, in between the data. And as I recall, that is one of the Doomsday scenarios in the cyberpunk universe, because the old internet, like the one that we use in their universe, it got taken over by a shit ton of god tier AI, and it tried to destroy the world. So we might be heading towards that future.
Oh my. Okay, so yeah, you're right that is an excellent segue to what we're doing. We finished Carl's Doomsday scenario. What did you guys think of the end of this book? Was it, you guys weren't super thrilled with the end of the last book, so are we doing better or worse? What do you guys think?
No, I don't know. It was definitely a better ending than the previous book. I will give it that. I didn't want to throw I read this on my phone, so I didn't want to throw my phone across the room at the end of this one. So that was an improvement, right?
That's good.
I still say it was like kind of a lackluster ending. I feel like it could have done a little bit better, but by far an improvement over the previous book. I do want to go and read it. I was kind of interested and how the kind of twist they threw in at the end, I think was pretty cool. How, now all of the crawlers are going to be going after each other because they get money. So curious to see
Yeah, they got
how
bounties now. Yeah.
that's going to play out for sure, because there's already a few that we know would enjoy killing Carl and Donut, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's pretty cool. So overall, I really like these last few chapters. I like the way they kind of wrapped it up. I thought it was hilarious that, Carl walks into what potentially is an interview with absolutely no clothing on. So that was fun.
And
But
a toilet paper loincloth.
yeah,
Oh yeah, it's great.
yeah, that made me laugh.
Get the hose out.
Do it. So yeah, that was fun. So I liked the ending of this one way better, and I am excited to see kind of where we go for the next book.
Yeah, the next book is going to be the first one that was, I believe, written like as a book instead of to be released a little bit at a time. So
That's
we'll
interesting.
we'll have to try to
So-
compare if we can see differences in the narrative style there.
It also, because I looked at how many pages it was, it's like nearly twice the length of this book.
Yeah, this one is real short. It's shorter than the first one actually.
Yeah.
And so yeah, the third one starts getting a little beefier.
Yeah, it's like a full ass novel. It's interesting.
Yeah, I think. Hold on, I have it outlined. This one is we made it 8 episodes. The first one we did 10 episodes. That one I have at 12 episodes. So it's
Damn.
It's, what would that be? That's like
beefier.
20% longer than the first one.
Yeah, about 40% longer than this one. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I really enjoyed this. Like I enjoyed it more than the first book's ending. Let's say that, because like what this was just the ending of the last section we read, which had the big fight in it. This was
Yeah.
just run from an explosion and then the epilogue. And as far as run from the explosion and then an epilogue, I enjoyed it. I thought running from the explosion was fun. I like the AI and the system really constantly fucking with them. I like the Chekhov's gun with the glass case that can't be destroyed being used. And now Carl has a very destructive little nuke in his pocket, which is always fun to have.
Who doesn't want that?
I really liked this. I also like the epilogue bit, finding out that Hecla wants Donut but not Carl, because that's something I was kind of hoping for was like someone trying to put a wedge between them and force that a little bit further apart. Yeah, I kind of dig it. It makes me excited for the next book, which the first book did not do with its finale. So, marketed improvement for everyone.
The Hecla thing. It's funny because Donut like really positive on Hecla, and then Carl's like, "Oh shit! Now what am I gonna do?"
Oh, and she lost her crown too, so no more poison damage and whatever else it did. I forgot what else it did.
Oh yeah, because it had
it marked her for like fighting some sort of like royal or something on the 9th floor. Something.
But she didn't lose
consequences.
That. She still has to do that.
The fact that she had the crown means that's marked her forever.
Just because she had it?
Hold on. I'm gonna go back and
I assumed that because the crown was gone, she was out of that, but I guess that makes sense that she'd still
I thought
have to.
everyone that gets the crown has to fight. So yeah.
Let me go back to that and read the description. Warning, read this shit before you put it on. Placing the crown on your head permanently places you within the royal line of succession for the Blood Sultanate on the 9th floor of the World Dungeon.
Permanently.
Removing this item will not remove this status. Royal members of the Blood Sultanate will be required to slay the Sultan and all other members of the royal family before descending to the 10th floor. So, not only does she still have to kill all the rest of the royal family on the 9th floor, but if someone else gets this thing that she's taken off and puts it on, they have to fight them too.
Well, at least then maybe she'll have some help. Or do they have to do it separately?
I mean, only one of them can get down. So if somebody else joins the line of succession, then I guess they could help her kill the rest. But then the two of them, one of them has to die.
That's true. Oh, that'll be fun. Kind of excited.
9th floor.
Not gonna lie.
9th floor seems so far away at this point that it's like
I know, right?
It does. And we're setting up so much for them to have to actually like deal with in the 9th floor already. There's a lot of spinning plates that this guy needs to actually like make sure he's watching.
It's true. There's so many things setting, and that was the beginning of the first book. So all the way at that point on the first floor, he's setting up for the 9th floor already in little bits and little ways.
Oh yeah, and the forever war that's going on, or no, final war, whatever the fuck. The big war that's happening across 3 different, floors and all that stuff. There's a lot. We also have the orc people that dude throws balls in the air. He's like, I'll catch him, and we're just like watching, going, let's see if he does.
Right? Did you take notes?
He better take notes.
Apparently, yes, he has a very. So what I've read of, I don't know if I've actually seen interviews, but what I've read people talking about interviews that he's done is that he has this like giant spreadsheet with story points, but also like all the pieces of gear that he's given them. And then when he writes himself into a corner, he starts looking through all the pieces of gears, like which thing have they had this whole time that might get them out of this?
So almost like running a D&D campaign, like he has everyone's stats and everything in like a spreadsheet. Okay, that's good. I like that.
I like that he's keeping track of it all, but at the same time, it's like, well, that doesn't seem like you plan very far ahead. If you're just like, I gave them some random stuff, maybe it'll come in useful someday. But
which I mean, we kind of thought might be the case here for a while.
If he manages to write it cleverly, so that it looks like he had it planned the whole time, I guess it's fine.
Multiple writers do that. Like it's not unique to this guy, where it's just like you paint yourself into a corner and you try to get yourself out of it. We talk a lot about Dragon Ball. That's how Toriyama is. The man never made a plan once in his life. It's just, I buy a deadline. How do I get out of this situation? And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. The man's not a planner. He just vibes his way through the story. It can work. Maybe it doesn't work all the time, but
I like the idea that would be like where like fusion comes from. He's like, well, I've established that this guy's more powerful than anyone else. How could they possibly beat him? What if I figure a way to put 2 of them into one guy?
Fusion was such an ass pull. He pulled it twice. First with the fusion dance, and when that didn't end Boo, he was like, "Oh, also these earrings that the Kais wear. That also is fusion. That's a separate fusion." That also did not defeat Boo.
I wondered about that when we started talking about it. I'm like, which idea did he come up with first? Because the earrings are permanent and the dance is not. So it's like, oh, I have these earrings that we could use, but no, then they'd have to stay that way forever. So we need something else.
And then he backtracked all of the permanent stuff too.
Yep. So you never want to call something permanent in that kind of story. It's just
no. Even though the man was also saying this was the end of Dragon Ball for like years at that point. Like Cell was supposed to be the end, Frieza was supposed to be the end, Boo is supposed to be the end, and then eventually Super's like, nah, that's not true either.
It's really, I think it's Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones, where it's like, no, we're never going to go back and do another Indiana Jones until the money is too good, and then you're like, okay, well, fine, we'll do another Indiana Jones. I need another, helicopter.
Yes. So Carl might be the same way. We might be doing this for 20 years.
Fortune and glory, kid.
He has recently, I did see an interview recently where he talked about that there is a solid 10 books is the end of the series. And he said really the 9th and 10th books are going to be more like one book split into 2. So they're kind of part of the same larger story. But
what we're saying is we're not getting to all floors.
Dude, I've been predicting that since the beginning.
I don't want to spoil anything for you guys about that. He did also address that question, but I feel like that is a spoiler. So
gotcha.
But
we have done a pretty good job keeping ourselves in the dark about anything. I have no spoilers for this thing, and I do not Google anything about this just so the algorithm isn't like, hey, this crazy thing from book 7. Isn't that crazy? And then like there's like a piece of fan art or something. Like I have been avoiding that shit like the plague.
Book 8 actually comes out in just over a week. So yeah, be careful out there on social media. People will be talking about it.
Gotcha.
Also, they came out with a really cool looking comic book for Free Comic Book Day. Unfortunately, nobody around here had it, but it looks really, really neat. So word is getting out about this series. It's getting more popular.
Luckily, I don't follow anything like that on social media, so I think I'll be safe when that comes
I've seen it twice now in my own things that I like have interest in. One of them was the Seth MacFarlane show, which I may have even heard on the Brett and Johnny show because Seth was on that. And the other thing I saw was that book 1 is like trending again. Like
Yeah,
for the first time in 5 years.
Because it's getting like adapted, so I guess everyone is like, "Oh, what's this?
What is this?" Yeah, and so everyone's reading the book. So those are the two things I've seen on social media about the series.
That makes sense. I believe that it would have started trending as more information is coming out and stuff. And yeah, cool. If you've just tuned in because you've just heard about how awesome this is, and this is your first episode of this podcast, don't.
Should probably start at the beginning.
Yeah, go back to the beginning and start on those episodes. Okay. Mike, what did you think of these final chapters?
I was pleasantly surprised by two things. How wrong I was about what the ending was going to be, because I go big with my predictions, and I was expecting some kind of like showstopper fight, and I've come to realize that he always zags instead of zigs with these kind of things, which I've enjoyed. I know I'll kind of give crap to some of the writing sometimes, but that's what we're here for, to discuss stuff like that, keep it fun. But I love that it was not the big drag out fight that I thought it was going to be. But another thing that I was pleasantly surprised was there was something that we all pretty much predicted last time on the end of the last episode, because I was actually able to listen to it right
but you'd
before
see Carl's
this.
penis.
I predicted that earlier, I think, in the show, that we were going to see this guy's peen. It's going to come out because the AI. But no, the thing that we all joked about at the end of the last episode was, it's like, who knows? He's got enough dynamite. He might level the city at the end of the book. And lo and behold, here we are. So that was funny that a joke prediction actually was pretty dead on. So that was funny to me. No, I love these chapters. I especially like that we quashed the is Carl and Donut ever going to reconcile? Are they ever going to kind of become a team and friends again? Even though it was more of like a team of convenience before, because they just happened to come in here together. They were starting to get friendly in the last book, and then this book started to kind of put a wedge between them. And I liked that in what they thought, again, was going to be some of their final moments. Even before that, coming up to the end fight and what was going on, Carl starts talking to Donut about what he would have done differently in his life. And they start talking about things that they would have liked to do. And Donut, being kind of ever the optimist, like, I wouldn't say that she's like super positive all the time, but Carl kind of lamenting what life would have been, and then Donut is like, when we get out of here, me and Zev are gonna write TV shows together. And I know that they're kind of doing the war thing, where they were like, when I get home, I'm gonna marry that girl, kind of thing, where they were just like, they're giving us pathos so that when they die, it's even sadder, kind of thing. But it was nice to have them have this friendly little moment, and then later on, when they think they're gonna die, they have this really sweet, like, come together and like, I'm proud of you, and like, we did our best, kind of thing. And that was really sweet. I really enjoyed having them kind of put aside everything for this final fight. And I feel like that means that going forward, there's going to be less of this antagonism between them, that they're still going to be quippy with each other, but it's going to be more of like a friendly, we're a team and we're going to razz each other. Whereas this whole book has been kind of teasing and playing with the idea of they're going to split up and then they might become enemies. Like, kind of, that's fun for a bit. I like it better when a lot of the mains are actually like pretty tight knit and close, and then there's little bit of like tension or drama. But I don't like a lot of animosity between my leads. It makes it feel very mean spirited at times. So I was really liking all the kind of the sweetness, especially when they're dealing with like other characters in these last couple of chapters. How they dealt with I don't remember his name. I think he's one of the Bautistas. I call him Angry Tony the Tiger.
Just call him Dave Bautista. That's probably
Daniel is his name.
Anthony Bautista. And things are not great for him. But yeah, Angry Tony the Tiger showing up, and he's like this honorable warrior guy. That was fun. I was just like, can you be the next party member, please? Because I thought that he was really fun for like the 2 seconds that we saw him. They were really kind with him, even though it was more of like a thing of we can't let him know that we killed his family. So they have like Morty, who is like, we can't let him know that we kidnapped him on purpose.
They didn't kill his family, to be fair. They just robbed their corpses.
Yeah, they robbed.
So.
They can't know. He can't know that we robbed the graves of his family. That's better.
Yeah, so much better. Yeah,
that's better. And then Katya, like, she's starting to do better. Morty is teaching her how to, fix her face up and everything. And I love that we're starting to maybe build this found family kind of thing. And I love everyone making the mad dash at the end together, and Carl kind of leading the way and trying to save as many people as possible. I'm really liking the heroism and the selflessness and it feels like positivity in spite of the pessimism that is the kind of the undercurrent of the background of the book. It's very nice. It's a nice contrast. So, and also the existential horror that has been introduced with the guy who we thought was going to be a lich, but he was actually just another pawn in the whole thing, because that's also another running thing, is that the people that we think that are enemies or bosses are just as much victims as everybody else of this system that they're stuck in. Also, the fact that just because you win or make a deal to get out and you're a crawler, it doesn't guarantee that your life is going to be any better afterwards. So that's we've gotten hints of that. This was like hard confirmation that, like, oh no, your life could be worse than death. And the thing that I predicted earlier in the series seems to be correct, is that if you are entertaining or if you are useful for a storyline, the dungeon will not let you die. You will never die. You will simply be repurposed. Even your corpse can be repurposed in the dungeon. And so that's awful.
Yeah, just horrifying.
Just a lot of fun shit. Humanity in the face of a lot of inhumane conditions. The kind of stuff that you want to get out of a book. That contrast and the triumph at the end, and then having their rewards taken from them because that's you can't have them getting any good shit, for no good deed goes unpunished in this universe. So that was there was a lot of highs and lows in just a few chapters, and this is the stuff that I live for reading these books. This is the kind of shit that I expect from, like, well, this is how I would want a whole book to be like, is these highs and lows. As I know you need to slow down the story sometimes to get a little bit of setup, but I feel like we were able to get some exposition, setup, getting in and out of a dangerous situation, paying off a device that was put in, and then putting in a little bit of an epilogue at the end of it. And he was able to do it in 3 chapters, and I'm like, okay, this is proof that he can do all of these things in a few chapters, and it worked. So this is the kind of quality that I not expect all the time going forward, but this is how I want the books to be going forward. There was a lot of really good shit in here that I enjoyed, and pathos out the ass here, which I enjoyed. So, and I forgot all about the whole Hecla trying to snipe Donut off of Carl at the end there. So that's fun.
Yeah, that's the best, like, little tease for the next book.
Yep. We have and Katya probably not wanting to go back to Hecla after she's been treated so well by this party.
I wish Katya was more of a character.
Yeah, I agree. She was just kind of there, but she had no thoughts. She was just there. She's almost an NPC just hanging out.
I feel like originally she was maybe going to be like just the end of book ad, kind of like Mongo was, because Mongo didn't get anything at the end. They were like, oh, we have a little raptor guy here, and it's like, we'll see if this is a thing going forward. I hold to my original thing where I'm like, I feel like the end of every book is going to introduce a new main that may or may not be in the party, but they're going to be someone that we're going to deal with a lot going forward. So I feel like Katya being introduced at the end, I was not expecting much from her at the end here. I'm like, oh, she's going to be a book 3 thing because Mongo's gotten a shit ton of development during this book.
I
Oh,
don't
awesome.
think I don't think 2 times constitutes like a pattern. So I can't say that that's going to be a thing that happens every book.
Mhm.
I just think she was introduced not at the end of the book. She was introduced little past midway for the book.
About 60-70% through, yeah.
She did very little. She spoke very little. We know she fixed her face, Clayface style,
Mhm.
and she mostly just stood around. She didn't even in the final like little interview with what's her face, Odette. She didn't even have anything to say there. The book itself was just like she stuttered and was awkward, and let's move on to the interesting characters and what they said. And it's just like, okay, but like we got to start building her up, right? If we're gonna care.
She's a book 3 ad is what I feel like, and he added her too early is what it feels like, because he was like, I don't have any kind of plan for her yet, so, and she can't really, he couldn't think of any way for her to even affect the story of this book.
Yeah,
But
I can't see what a doppelganger would be good for when you're trying to infiltrate like some kind of mansion.
Well, that's the thing though, is that she's introduced. It's like, oh, this would be useful, and it's like, I'm actually really terrible at this, and I'm not going to be too useful. And they even put her on the back burner for like a bunch. She disappeared for a shit ton of
for a
chapters.
shitload of this book, even
Yeah,
after she was
she's just gone.
introduced.
That's how.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like she was not planned entirely to be introduced, like to be important in this book. She's introduced to be important later, is what it felt like, and he just introduced her too early. Whereas she should have been introduced towards the end. But he had already had Carl promise, like midway through, like, hey, can you look after this girl for me and everything? And it just feels like the nature of how he was telling the story of the first 2 books is what kind of got in the way here. So
we met her at 77% of the way through the book.
okay, so it's pretty close to the end.
Yeah, I had to go back and look for Mongo. We met Mongo 94% of the way through the book, so that is a little bit later.
A little bit later, but it's close enough. Okay, 3rd act ad. I'll call them that. There's a 3rd act ad that will become more consequential and more important later on in the book, because it was near 80% through the book that she showed up. So near the end, and then all he did was just put her on the back burner and be like, she's not good enough yet, and she will get herself killed. But I want you to know that they now have a new, ad.
Mordecai is Mr. Miyagiing her in the background. It'll be fine.
Which I feel is nice, development for Mordecai. We got to get Mordecai emotionally invested in this, and it would be nice if he sticks around because he's free now. Because one of the last things that Carl says to Mordecai, he says like congratulations or something, and he's like, so there's no guarantee that we have Morty. We probably have Morty. Like
unless he goes and kills himself on purpose, then yeah.
I mean, a hilarious thing in the next book is if he goes to try to kill himself and somehow Carl and Donut make him completely immortal and he cannot be harmed by anything, and they just further screw up his plan of wanting to leave. Like, that would be funny. Or if he's trying to kill himself constantly and just can't because of hijinks,
I need a story about someone who desperately wants to commit suicide. I don't know that's
that would fit the tone of these books perfectly.
It would.
Are you kidding? Right. I think we should maybe get into the chapters. Probably.
Yeah, let's do that thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's we start with they're leaving the area that they were in last time, where they found the body of the former magistrate that Miss Quill had been keeping down there for who knows what. Well, we know now, but
yeah.
But we haven't finished the quest yet because we haven't figured out why it's all happening. And so they're like, okay, well, what do we need to do then? Like, where can we get more information? And we spot Daniel Bautista, and it's like, oh, this is that guy that blew up that big the thing in the pool that Carl fell on after the fact. It looks like someone took Jack's Cincinnati Bengals hat and made it into an over enthusiastic furry costume. Very nice, Donut. Thank you. So I don't know that this Donut might not welcome a cat person in their party, quite honestly.
She's a little racist towards the half, like the biracial.
Yeah, right.
cat human people. She's like they're not purebred because she's a show cat. She would have those kinds of
There you go. Yeah, it's that's what it's about. She's a pure breed. Daniel Batista II is his name, and he is a swashbuckler, and his race is Tigran, and he looks like a Thundercat, a rejected character from Thundercat.
Very furry, very orange.
And this guy's like, "Are you guys the one who killed Miss Quill?" Like, he was supposed to get Miss Quill, and it was he was trying to get access to the Desperado Club. He got a quest to try to get him in there, but they killed her first, and so. On the plus side, he went to her apartment and stole over 1,000 of these little Beanie Babies. So,
yeah, they might get some good money out of that.
He's rolling in those things. Maybe he'll get some rares, And they share a little information about stairways that they found. There's a stairway near the circus. He has, there's about another one 3 kilometers east from here. So, hey, let's be friends. He says that he lost the rest of his family at that circus. All 5 of them died in seconds, my sisters and cousin. See, that's messed up.
We wouldn't know anything about that. Hide your anklet.
And then he has a whole thing. It's like, I shouldn't have picked this race. I should have remained true to myself. How can we make it to heaven if God doesn't recognize us? And then it's like, there was an awkward silence after that. Like, yeah, what the fuck do you say to that?
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah, I just got a flashback to the Muppet movie, and imagine if Gonzo said that when he got into the backseat of the car. And then Fozzie turns to Kermit, he's like, we picked up a weirdo.
And Carl's just like, I'm sorry for your loss, man.
I'm totally hoping this guy joins the party.
Yeah, he seems cool. I would totally be game for him joining us.
And I can only imagine him as Tony the Tiger in my head. Like, that's all he looks like in my head.
I like, after he leaves, Carl's like, that dude was intense. And Donut's like, I would be too if I looked like that.
Now I'm just imagining Tony the Tiger saying, how can I get to heaven if God doesn't recognize me? It's great.
And I love that when Donut talks shit about him, it's like, we can't have him in our party. People would laugh at us. And Carl's like, you're a Persian cat, right? Like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean,
I don't understand. Carl? What's the problem?
What do you mean, you people, Carl?
And then the most random thing, and I don't remember if it had talked about this before or if this is the first time, but it's like, you didn't like being in the Navy? And he goes, well, I was in the Coast Guard, not the Navy. And she goes, are you sure? Miss Beatrice always told people you were in the Navy. He's like, yes.
I'm sure she did.
I'm just kidding. For those of you in the Coast Guard, you're very, people at sea.
You know what? I'm not kidding. Fuck you.
He's like, no.
I have no problem with the Coast Guard. Whatever.
I live in a very landlocked area, so I have no need for the Coast Guard. But
oh yeah, I guess you guys are in Florida, so you have more boats in your lives. Maybe, I don't know.
I have no need for the Coast Guard.
It's like, I'm not going on here.
There's a lake near us. They can come there. There you go.
Someone mentioned that Donut's like, yeah, me and Zev are going to start writing television. We're going to make Gossip Girl, but with an intergalactic slant. I love that. Out in the galaxy, shows just aren't as good as Earth shows. Earth makes the best television. Too bad you killed them all.
I mean, early 2000s and 90s. I can't speak for all of TV now.
Right? Those were the best.
Golden era. It'll never end.
So it's like, yeah, let's go fight a lich, because we still think there's a lich involved here. And it is kind of playing into this expectation that we're going to end with like a big fight scene. But instead we end with a lot of talking for the most part and then running. So they go to the place where the swordsmen hang out to recharge at night. The guy's been in here this whole time. And before they came in, they set up a bunch of explosives on the outside of this building, and they gave Katya the detonator to be like, hey, if we die or, something happens, blow up the building. And she's just like, what the fuck?
Also, seems like a bad idea. How well do we know this shit? I mean, she just joined, and she doesn't talk much.
Yeah, you might get a lot of experience from killing Carl and Donut,
I love how 5 minutes ago you were like, we can't really make a story about a guy who's just constantly okay with just killing himself.
Murdering other people is completely different. Obviously.
Yeah, of course.
I like the note from Mordecai on liches. Like, we don't actually meet a lich, so we don't get to see the truth of it, but he's just like, One thing about liches is they're just like Odette. They never, ever shut the hell up. They're narcissists to a fault.
I love anytime a character is like, look, I'm gonna give you some information, but that information is actually just me just shitting on my ex.
Okay, it reads a little bit like that. Okay, fair. You know,
something you gotta know about liches. They're just bitches. Okay. All right, Morty. Thank you for the.
That's why they rhyme.
Yeah, liches be bitches, yo. All right, thank you, Mordecai. Very good safety tip. Thank you.
So Carl's plan was to have Donut wait outside while he went in after the lich, and then Donut, I guess, could blow the place up. But she's like, no. You promised me that I would not die alone. You can't keep that promise if you die first. Which, that's dark shit. All right.
I thought that was very sweet in a very morbid way.
Yeah.
Murder-suicide pact, you and me, Carl. I mean, that's what friends are for.
And Katya does not want the detonator. Like, what? Don't give that to me. The description says it might click on its own. Which we're getting more of this look at, like, Carl has several levels in explosives handling at this point, so he sees this stuff way differently than other people.
He's like, it's not a big deal. Bomb.
And then they get inside, and they discover that this is Carl sends Mordecai a message at the end of the chapter. Not a lich, Mordecai, not a fucking lich. But no, this guy Remex is a soul leech capacitor level 1 and a bereft minion of Miss Quill, which you find out you get bereft if you're a minion of somebody and that person dies. So
yeah, when he said not a lich, I was just like, oh god, are we gonna do the powered by an orphan's heart trope here? And kind of.
I mean, a little bit.
Abandoned lover. He's orphaned by the system because he no longer has a patron keeping him alive, I guess. I was like, it's just close enough.
And there's a lot of weird stuff with this guy. And I think the first time I read through this, I didn't understand or pay enough attention to get a lot of what he says. Because a lot of this chapter 24, is just him talking and trying to explain what is happening.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, they're programming a bunch of NPC dialogue into my brain, but I'm going to try to give you all of the information that you need that's actually like relevant, which that's what that read as, where he kept going off on tangents. He's like, no, that's a tangent. It felt like he was fighting in his own mind against what the AI was feeding into his brain. And he was like, no, that's not important. I need to tell you what's important to end the quest.
Also important to know is there is a soul crystal, C grade, in this room, which is a wireless charger, is what the description says, but it runs on soul power. And so basically, Miss Quill is a dark cleric or something and brought her dead husband back to be soul leech capacitor, so like store and use soul energy.
Technically, it's green energy. I mean, it's recycled, so.
You know, I die. Please don't bring back. I'm fine.
I would. It's like if you died and someone turned you into biodiesel, but also a nuke.
But your soul,
enriched uranium nuke.
And
there's a trilogy of Keanu Reeves movies about how this is bad.
You're so right.
See, I don't want to go into all of the details, but they're like, tell us, they need to understand why. That's their quest. So he's like, oh, you're here for the story. I've waited so long for someone to tell. All I had to do was tell the story and I would be done. They're like, yeah, okay, tell us the story.
Eons ago. Oh, damn it. All right, we're going to be here for a while, don't it?
Right, it does start pretty far backwards. Like, so the Skyfowl used to rule this land.
And you're just sitting here going, you don't have time for this shit. We should not be here. We got to go. Because you know.
Well, we don't know there's like a ticking clock at this point, though.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows this is going to be a ticking clock. Everybody knows. He's dragging this shit out, and there's a reason for it.
He needs to do it, though, to get free, because he has to blow up.
Hey, Donut even is like, Carl, something weird's happening. Our views are going really high.
It's like we're getting a lot of achievements.
All of the clues are here. You're just ignoring them.
Imagine if an NPC in a video game told you to start spamming the A button to skip through their dialogue so that they could die quicker. That's how this scene read to me, and I thought that was so fucking funny. It's like the owl at the beginning of Legend of Zelda is like bop 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 bop. And it's like, okay, how much is fucker gonna tell me?
But so eventually, Carl, we don't get it towards towards the end, but I'm going to bring it in because it's important. So Carl figures out this guy was a crawler, and he has to do what he's doing. It seems like as part of his deal, because he says all I had to do was tell the story and I would be done. So that's like the deal that he cut was tell the story and you're done. You're free, maybe. I don't know. And he's like, let me finish the story. Don't kill me. I have to start over if you kill me. The orc, he killed me years ago. So this guy had one other chance in all the years he's been doing this to try to tell this story, and the guy killed him in the middle, so it didn't count. And Donut's like, well, get the fuck on with her. I'm going to kill you right now. Okay, yeah. What? So his wife's ancestors started this spell that you have to cast over 3 generations, and she's the 3rd generation. She's using him to cast the spell as an amplifier. Or no, the crystal is the amplifier. Anyway, doesn't matter. And so the spell has built up over 2 generations, and she has to cast it over 3 nights. This is the 2nd night that she would be casting it, but she's dead now. So she is no longer here to cast it. And they try to cut in a couple times, like, well, why are the women here, the prostitutes? And he's like, no, don't trip me up. You listen, we're getting there.
Stop opening up new dialogue trees, god damn it. Don't click on the yellow text, click on the blue text. That progresses the scene.
He does start talking about the women just kept coming, searching for a better life over and over. Sometimes I could see it in their eyes. They were like me, a tenor. Don't get undead, they told us. Don't get undead. It's not worth it. Wait, ignore that. So once again, tangent, don't worry about that. That's not part of the story. But I guess that means some of these prostitutes were also once crawlers?
You don't want to think about that.
It's
like hot dogs. You just don't think about it.
Yeah, the implication that all of these crawlers that have been dying have been we've been running into them as other things
for centuries,
forever.
Yeah.
It's
There's no winning. You're part of the system.
It's kind of like in the Gladiator movie where they pull that one gladiator out of retirement just to fight him. It's like you're never free.
Yeah. The intention of the spell was to kill off everyone who wasn't one of the Skyfowl, so that they could be in charge again. Thousands and thousands of mana points stored up for this spell.
Genocide, and then Uno reverse card. Reverse genocide.
And I love, Carl's like, oh, well, great. We stopped genocide. And Donut goes, I guess that makes up for you killing all those baby goblins on the first floor. And he goes, we're not having that conversation again. She's going to keep throwing that shit in his face. Messed up, you.
Look, you kill a bunch of babies one time, and you're the baby killer. It's going to happen.
You never live it down, you know?
No. I built so many bridges in my life. Do they call me the bridge builder? No.
And so they complete the quest, and he's like, ha! That's it. I did it. And she's like, what is he talking about, Carl? And I'll tell you later. We don't need to get into it now. And so he says, okay, Remix, you've told us the story. You finished your thing. Do you want us to kill you or leave you? And it doesn't matter, he says. Listen, boy, don't be sad. You didn't know. It's a lucky thing, a mercy to die here and not make it down there. It's so much better. Wait with me. And then we get the new quest.
That was when he said that gave me the, because I hadn't put it together yet that he was a crawler, but that was the first clue for me, at least, that I was just like, what's he talking about? Because I'm like, all these other NPCs we've run into, they were like, we just got to get down to the next floor. And I was like, oh, NPCs can get down there. And I'm like, this is like the first one where he's like, it's not worth it down there. I promise you. And I'm just like, he's already been down there. How? Wait, what? Like, it was the first time where I was just like, wait, we're dealing with something different?
No, we're dealing with something we've already dealt with. Because do you remember the goblins in the last book, the Lorelei and Rory?
Yeah, but they weren't crawlers formerly.
They were probably crawlers.
You think so?
I think so. Especially with how even now they were still trying to get to lower levels of the dungeon. I think once you lose in the dungeon, the company just owns your soul, and now you're given a new task to always more ways to monetize suffering.
So you think that this is confirming retroactively that like all of these NPCs are not NPCs?
Correct.
Okay. I did not put that together either, so that's a new thing I just learned. So that's interesting. I didn't even think about that. Fuck, that's awful.
Welcome to super capitalism.
I guess so, yeah. Fuck.
We're all content, baby. No one's getting 15 minutes of fame. You're getting 15 minutes of fucking privacy. We're going to monetize every fucking second of your life.
We're all content in the end. Anyway, thank you for enjoying this podcast on wherever podcasts are available.
So a new quest starts called The Fools Who Broke the Glass.
Yep.
All crawlers within a 45 square kilometer blast radius will receive this quest. It's not an area, it's a blast radius. But most people are allowed to opt out. As host of the group quest, you guys do not get to opt out. So yes, there's this big spell that's been building for 3 generations, and now the energy has nowhere to go, so it's going to explode. And I like the description's like, hey, it's not your fault that this is going to happen within 45 kilometers of the fallout from this failed spell. Not your fault. Well, unless your crawler's Carl, Princess Donut, or Katya Grimm, then it is your fault.
Just spam that shit. Now everybody wants you. Puts a whole new meaning to that, like, bounty we're going to get at the end.
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm. But if you survive the quest, you get a platinum quest box. So that's nice. And other people can opt out by going into a safe room. So they can avoid it. It's fine.
I love that the AI punishing them, quote unquote, punishing them by involving all the crawlers in this is what bites them in the ass later with all of the celestial boxes.
Exactly. Yeah.
God damn it! Like every time that they try to one up on Carl, it actually backfires on them.
It kind of does. Yeah. Oh man, and I like the object of the quest is simple: unfuck yourselves. Don't die. Easy peasy quest, all right? You have 60 seconds to get into a safe room if you want to opt out.
10-minute adventure, Morty, in and out.
And so Mordecai's like, run. The Desperado Club is not a safe room, but the second room is out of the blast radius. Because, yeah, the Desperado Club, the second room is like somewhere else because all of the different doorways to the Desperado room connect to the same room. So he's like, this is our loophole. Thank you, Mordecai. But it doesn't work because Katya can't get into the club. And she also can't opt out of this quest. So she's like, no, you guys go. And they're like, no, we're not going to leave you. I know you just joined the team and everything, but no, fuck that.
I mean, I say leave her. I'm not attached yet, so.
But Carl also very deftly points out that, like, this was going to happen no matter what. They'd already given Batista a quest to kill Miss Quill as well, and that would have resulted in the same thing. So they got different ways of getting to what they want, but this was always coming.
You know, I made a joke on the last one that when Katya joined this group, it was just like, welcome to the team. Right now we're hunting down a lich that is cutting the heads off of prostitutes and turning those heads into ghost bats, but they're not really ghosts. And that was the joke before. And now it's like, welcome to the team, Katya. We're about to do a war crime. Run! like Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, you probably regret joining this team right about now.
I guess that's the unofficial title, because I kind of got out of the thing of doing unofficial titles for the episodes. I guess the title of this one is, some days you're the bomb, and some days you're the bomb.
Oh, okay. Some days the bomb eats you. No, that doesn't quite work. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is better.
And then there's a quest chat that shows there's about 80 different crawlers involved in this quest. And there's one message from Quan CH. Thanks a lot, Carl and Donut, you fucking assholes. And then later we find out that after that, Donut bans him from the chat. Which is hilarious
funny,
to me.
Because he doesn't get it. But it's funny.
And actually, I guess Carl gives Donut the choice. It's like, we could save ourselves, or we could try to save all of those people, including Katya. I've got an idea. It probably won't work, but we have to decide. And she's just like, I guess we should try to save the others. It's the right thing to do. She doesn't seem real thrilled about that, but...
Hey, she's on board.
And so Carl has an idea. He pulls out the little beanie baby from the box. It's called Kimaris, a stuffed horse-riding soldier. And it's also the very top item on his list when he sorts by value. So it's extremely valuable, this beanie baby. And the glass case is the second highest thing on the list. Also, I love that when he opens the glass case and gets the thing out, he then reads the description, which is like, oh, by the way, when you open this, there's a 1.5% chance you'll get, like, blasted. It's like, maybe I should have looked at that first. Oh, well.
When you read the guy's name as Quan CH, I actually read it as Quan Chi, because I was like, is that a Mortal Kombat reference?
That's how I read it the first time as well, and it was only on a reread that I'm like, oh, that just says CH. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm just like, is he setting up that this guy's going to be a villain later? Like that's all I saw was that I was like, we're getting a tease for like, is he new Frank? But
Maybe.
we'll see. We'll see
Yeah,
what
'cause
happens.
we handled Frank so well.
We technically still have not handled Frank.
It's true.
I think we won't handle Frank.
All right, we'll see.
So Carl puts the gem that's about to explode inside the glass case and then tries to take the whole thing into his inventory, and it goes, yeah, nice try, asshole. And he's like, damn it, okay. But maybe it says that the glass case, what does it say? It says protects against most but not all forms of abuse, which explosion that will take out a 45 square kilometer radius, that's or 45 kilometer radius, yeah, that's, you gotta feel like that may fall under that not all forms of abuse.
Hey, maybe it's verbal abuse. Like, just don't yell at it, and it won't blow up on you.
Emotional abuse, yeah. Just if you don't insult its parents or whatever, then you're fine.
And then it's like, my parents are dead, and it explodes.
And Remix is in the corner, like, I'm coming, son. Any minute now, I'm coming. I missed you so much. It's like, what is he talking about? Oh, he was a crawler. He called himself a tenor, which probably means he got out on the 10th floor. And I think he might have been famous once, and that would explain the views. So yeah, he said some of these other people that he saw in their eyes that they were also tenors. So that would mean that they got out on the 10th floor, according to Carl, if that's correct.
Also a famous crawler, and it's just like, was that Bruce Campbell? Yeah, I think so.
Dude, I would love that, for Bruce Campbell to appear in the show as this guy. And we end the chapter with him being like, you know what, Donna, I'm proud of you. You've grown. Like, worried about Katya, worried about people you don't even know. Like, you've really changed. I just don't want Hecla mad at us. We already got that Lucia Mar after us, and Maggie Mai, and the Maestro's dad. And then the chapter ends on what I think was the very sad note of, Carl, I'm not as dumb as I pretend to be. I know she's dead. And he goes, I know, and wraps himself around her.
We all know.
It's so cute.
I love that moment. That was sweet.
And then something happens, but they don't all die. And he looks at the thing, and the case with the gem inside says status explosion imminent. And he puts it into his inventory, and it works this time. And he has a new item, explosion imminent 3/1 times 10 to the 7th seconds, I assume is what that is. So that's very, very soon.
That I thought was a really clever payoff in both story, but also as a joke of something that happened earlier in the story, and something that we all made fun of Carl for earlier. It's a payoff to everyone being nervous that he has lit dynamite in his inventory.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody having a problem with that. And I was like, oh, this is the punchline to that. Okay. I thought that was actually half clever.
That's a good point, yeah. It does. It goes right along with that. Yeah.
He has a lit nuke in his pocket now. And he's like, oh, and now Carl's the one that's uncomfortable with it.
And you've been waiting all book for Carl's Doomsday scenario to show up. And so here
I
goes.
kept predicting, and I kept predicting wrong. And I was not thinking about Oblivion Soul Gem in a baby case. But to be fair, how was I supposed to predict that?
You're just slacking. So that's all there is to it.
I know. Fucking.
And so then the quest updates, not ends. It updates because now Remix is going to explode. And there's a 20-minute timer. And it says, quest update. You probably noticed you're not dead. Everyone say thank you, Crawler Carl.
Thank you.
Now there's a bigger explosion is coming that will culminate with a burst of pure wild magic. So it's not like property destruction. It is magical nose even.
I rescind my thank you. No thank you, Carl.
Have you ever put a marshmallow in a microwave? Imagine your head as the marshmallow. We kind of like that.
Thank you. Don't want that.
I've had days like that, especially after drinking.
And so, but now they have 20 minutes to try to escape. And Mordecai's like, take off everything magical you have, put it in your inventory, do it now.
The AA is like, yeah, take it all off, Carl.
Yeah, and Carl's over here like, I don't have any clothes that aren't magical except my jacket, even my underwear. And Mordecai's like, damn it, Carl, no time to argue.
Wrap the jacket around your waist like a 90s kid.
Oh, yeah. See? They start running, and other people start running along as well. They meet up with a bunch of other people running the same way. And somebody goes, dude, why are you naked? And he just points east. It's like, come on, go. And they have a discussion about Donut's tiara. Should she take it off? Should she not take it off? In the end, it doesn't matter because she's about to take it off and it like melts away anyway because of one of these magical bursts coming from Remix. But it turns out that probably would have been a good idea to get rid of that, as somebody who forgets one of their magical arrows in their quiver explodes.
Yeah,
like,
that was a fucking little bit of chaos that I wasn't expecting. I was just like, oh god, what a horrible way to die.
And then Carl has to help somebody who gets hit by a lightning spell from these wild magic things, setting off the first 2 items in everyone's hot bar. And so he pours the healing potion into the guy's mouth, and the guy wakes up and he goes, "Please get your dick out of my face." Which, fair. All right. And then they meet up with Daniel Bautista again. He's like, "See, I told you the stairwell was here." They trusted him enough to run for it. And it's just like, okay, everybody go down the stairs. It's early, but it's this or die. So, And they're like, "Mordecai, are you going to be okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to sit here and twiddle my thumb for 3 days. You guys won't notice a difference." And it's a shame you're not here because all those guards are out here and they've all got like 1 hit point left. That would have been a lot of experience if you could have taken them out. And Carl's like, "Hey, Katya, right before we go down, why don't you go ahead and just hit that detonator, just in case." And before they head down, Carl goes, "Mordecai, congratulations. Because once they make it to the 4th floor, he is free when this crawl is done. So good for him."
I feel like we're gonna deal with that at the very beginning of the next book, because I'm just like, I think so.
Well, because we know he's told us that the further down they go, the more and more money he ends up with. So maybe he's on board with continuing.
He's gonna play it off as like, I'm just here for the money. I don't give a shit about you guys, but he loves you guys because he's team dad. He's your dad.
He's grumpy old uncle or whatever.
Yeah, he's Uncle Morty.
And so they go down and it says entrance to the 4th floor. This is where the real fun begins. Mind the gap. He's like, what does that mean? And then as they're about to walk through the door, Donut's like, you probably should have put your pants back on when we can still get into our inventory. We're going straight to Odette's show. And she's like, oh, man. God
damn it, Donut.
She cackles with laughter because she was waiting to tell him that. She knew the whole time. Oh, man, it's great. And then we jump into the epilogue right into Odette being like, well, looks like we have proof that sex tape thing was a fake, all right. So I guess Carl's not quite as big as he was in the video.
It was cold!
He's a grower, not a shower.
I just got out of the pool!
I was in the pool!
Some George Costanza. Yeah, okay.
Yep. You know what? Carl is George Costanza.
The porn had better lighting. I need proper lighting.
George is a little more craven, I feel like, than Carl, to be fair.
You say that, but he doesn't have a magical gauntlet in Seinfeld. Maybe
also true.
Maybe he would get a little bit more aggressive.
Carl, just go back on the show. Yeah, but I quit the show. And it's like, yeah, but just go back. It's like, no one's going to remember that you quit.
Oh, man. So, yeah, Carl has to put together a toilet paper loincloth because that's all he can find to try to cover himself before the show starts. Katya has turned into her normal look, which we've never seen before, from before she changed. She's like mid-30s, black hair, short.
She was beautiful, but she didn't know it.
I mean, it does say she's stunning, so...
Yeah.
All we had to do was take those glasses off.
I remember only because I rolled my eyes reading. Where I'm like, oh, the monster girl is beautiful. Yeah, tropey as hell.
Okay, yeah, fair.
We just had to take the glasses off, and then we realized, oh man, she's not ugly.
Cute makeover scene.
It's like not another teen movie where it's like, now you're beautiful.
You're going to try on a bunch of different clothes. And then, like the first couple ones, I'm going to be like, But then on the very last one, I'm going to give you a thumbs up and go, uh-huh. And then the montage is over.
And you fell in love with her.
That's right.
Obviously.
That's how it works.
And so Odette in the interview is like, you guys have only been gone for a couple days, but a lot can happen in 2 days. Isn't that right, audience? And they're all like laughing and cheering. They're like, oh shit, what the hell's happening? And so it turns out that there is some debate about whether the explosives should have gone off, because the trigger is a magical trigger and it should have been rendered inert by the magical blasts. But the AI decided, nah. Also, Remix the Grand is what they call that guy. And he's like, well, whoa, okay, so I guess he was famous. He's got a cool name. And so the explosion went off. It killed him before the big final explosion. And so there actually wasn't that big of an explosion in the end. They kind of, calmed everything down. They didn't have to go down after all.
Would have been nice to know beforehand.
And while the tragic, controversial tale of Remix the Grand finally comes to an end, a new controversy has erupted. We're seeing a clip from a newscast. So apparently, blowing up the guy finished the quest, but in such an unusual way that they got not only the Haji upgrade to their quest boxes for finishing a quest in an unusual way, they got the until now unnamed second upgrade, the Bandit upgrade for Johnny Quest's dog,
which I believe Tim called.
I think one of you called it, yeah.
Yeah.
One of you said Race Bannon, and then like later on somebody's like, "Wait a second, I forgot Bandit." Yeah. I remember this conversation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic. So good call. So the boxes were upgraded twice, which goes from Platinum to Celestial, but it's like, do you know how many Celestial prize boxes have been given out in the whole history of this show? 2,145. The record to one
has been going for hundreds of years, apparently.
Yeah. The record to one crawler is 4. Odette received 3 herself, but the host company has to pay taxes on each and every non-sponsored box given. And the taxes on Celestial boxes are a lot. And so how many people were involved in that quest? Like 80 people? The quest is completed. It actually ends up being 18 that I guess didn't opt out or were within the blast area or whatever. So 18 Celestial boxes were going to be handed out.
I love how much that backfired on them doing that to Carl.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I misread that. It's over 250 cycles ago, the Blood Sultanate lost money from their single season that gave out 18 Celestial boxes. That was the most before now was the 18. And they're still in a bad way financially 250 years later because of that crawl. And yes, yeah, so
I saved up all of my Pepsi points, and now I have enough Pepsi points to bankrupt the company.
I mean, yeah, basically, like, where's my jet?
Exactly.
Donut's like, it was just 3 boxes. Why is that a big deal? He's like, oh, let's watch the rest. And we see Quan CH. It says that he looks Asian half-elf crawler whose class is Imperial Security Trooper. So I feel like even more than the Quan Chi connection. This guy works for the Empire. You're not supposed to like him.
No. I believe in the mythos, in the Mortal Kombat, he works for Chinook, which is essentially Borant, I guess.
And Donut's like, oh, I blocked him from the chat. You can't let people in your chat rooms get out of control, Carl. You must rule with an iron palm. Good for you, Donut.
The band hammer.
The new achievement, screw Haji. Haji was a little bitch anyway. And so it was going to be 83 Celestial boxes. So 18 bankrupted someone 250 years ago. This is 83. And so the Borant Corporation appealed this decision, took it to the Syndicate Court, which said, nope, you got to pay for the boxes. And so they had to they get one, the company running the show every year gets one veto on a decision that the AI makes. So they had to use it on this one. Quan CH opened his box already. You can't take it back after that, but nobody else gets a box. But they also got a bunch of magic experience from all those guys they killed. So Donut has gone from level 19 to 26, Carl from 21 to 27, and Katya, who had been at level, what was it, like 9 or something, went up to level 21.
Hell yeah.
So that's a good place to start the next floor. And then we get to look at the top 10 list, which I don't know if we knew that there was going to be a top 10 list, but Lucia Mar is at the top. Hecla, Prepotente, who's a Caprid Forsaken Aerialist that I don't think we know. Florin, the Crocodilian Shotgun Messenger. Miriam Dom, the Human Shepherd. Carl, the Primal Compensated Anarchist, is number 6. Donut's number 7. Ifechi is number 8. We don't know her either, I don't think. Li Jun was one of the people we met on the Maestro show that was about to die, and Carl helped him out. He's number 9. And El Magib, Frost Maiden, is number 10 on the top 10 list. And it's like, holy shit, that's Mrs. McGibbons, the wheelchair-bound, like, dementia-suffering 90-year-old woman that we met. She's now in the top 10.
You have no idea how excited I was. And I'm like, this road to Mecha Grandma has now been paved.
So that's kind of awesome. I love that she's making a comeback also. And the show ends, and Odette says something about Mordecai, and Donut's like, "What, do you just like watch him all day?" And she goes, "Yeah, as much as I can." Anyway, the next 4 is going to be super dangerous. Be careful with that gauntlet. Also, King Rust, Maestro's dad, has just spent a lot of money on a deity sponsorship. I'm going to bet it's Grull, the god that gets summoned by your gauntlet, so watch out. And then she sends Donut and Mongo and Katya out of the room to talk to Carl. And she's like, "I need to talk to you about Hecla." She's not evil, she's not psychotic like Lucia Marr, but she's very practical and cunning, and she wants Donut on her team now that she knows about Mordecai. She knows they're a package deal. And he's like, "Well, I don't think Donut would leave me." And Donut's like, "Yeah, no, I don't either. Not as long as you're still alive." So, yeah.
There's a bounty on your head, and they want your cat. What do you think's going to happen here, man?
And he's like, "Hey, what's up with those
numbers? Put it together, Carl."
She really plays that down. He's like, "What's that? Those numbers after our names? Like 100,000 after mine?" "Oh, that's just the bounty. It's how much other crawlers get if they kill you. Don't worry about it. I'll see you next time." The end.
Don't worry about that. That giant number at the end of your name. Not important.
See you in the next book, bitch.
So yeah, that ends book 2, and we're going to go into book 3, which is the Dungeon Anarchists Cookbook. I'm going to go ahead and let everyone know now that we're going to take a little bit of a break after this episode before we move into the next book. This should come out May 7th is when this episode should be out. So the next one would normally be May 21st. We're going to skip that one, and we'll come back with the beginning of book 3. It should be June 4th is
Hooray.
when I believe that would be scheduled. So yeah, look for us then. In the meantime, predictions. Let's move into it. Jennifer, what do you think? Where are we going from here? What's going to happen?
I don't even know, man. I think we're going to have to, work on our newest team member. So I think a big part of the beginning of the next book will be maybe making her more a part of the team, kind of like we did with Mongo. I agree with that. She's going to have to become more interesting if she's going to stick around. So I think we're going to see some fun stuff with her. Don't know exactly what it'll be, but kind of make her, maybe I like to see her be very useful with her, changing abilities. So I'd like to see that come into play. I don't know if it will, but she could be a very useful team member if we could make some fun with that. So I guess we'll see what happens there. And then I think we're gonna see some old folks come back from maybe book 1 that we haven't seen much this book. We kind of killed their daughter and all, so we haven't seen them in a while. They're gonna come back. Other than that, I think we're just gonna. I'm kind of curious how cookbook's gonna come in around. I've got nothing on that. Like, are we gonna learn potions? Like, is this gonna be a potion level book? I don't know. I'm like, what's this cookbook have to do with anything? So, not sure what we're doing with that. I do think we'll see some activity, maybe with some people wanting to kill us because we're worth quite a bit of money. So maybe more action with other crawlers who might be coming after us instead of, just trying to find the stairway. Maybe now there's some motivation to get some money out of this, even though, let's face it, we're all going to die anyway. So what does it matter? But, I mean, when you get people the opportunity to earn a lot of money, they get a little blinded. So I think we're definitely going to see some of that. Otherwise, I don't know. That's kind of all I got.
Yeah, what you said about Katya makes a lot of sense because you guys all pretty much called out this time that she did not get much development in this book. Mm-hmm. So it would be nice for sure to let her grow a little bit, especially if she's going to maybe stick around like you guys have predicted possibly.
I'm kind of curious. I feel like Hecla doesn't actually want her back.
You think?
So I don't know. It kind of feels that way. Like she wasn't super useful. And we said Hecla is practical. So maybe practically wise, she realizes that she wasn't really a benefit. So there's no real need to bring her back. So I don't know that we'll see a fight for that unless, she wants Donut. And Donut's like, hey, I'm not going anywhere without these people. Then maybe there's an opportunity to go back. But otherwise, I kind of feel like she was trying to get rid of her.
You think? It's possible. Also, in reference to the Dungeon Anarchists Cookbook, famously, the Anarchist Cookbook from the 70s had recipes for manufacturing explosives, if I remember correctly. So that might fit with Carl's whole deal if it's similar to that.
I had that growing up. Yeah, that's Anarchist Cookbook is a real thing in real life.
Totally didn't know that. See, now I've learned something, but that would make sense. Let's explode everything. We like doing that.
It was big back when I was in high school. For whatever reason, it was a big thing in this like rural America town. A bunch of us read it. A bunch of us had it. It was this book that like apparently if you checked it out in the library, like the government knew, and it was like this dark hidden secret, and it's just like a bunch of little teenage boys reading it and going like, oh hell yeah, I can make explosives as they fuck around with like potato guns. So
Yeah, it teaches you how to make like homemade napalm and all this other shit.
Which
Like,
we did.
Yeah.
We actually made napalm from that, like in high school.
Dang, y'all explode it.
Me and my friends. So yeah, I knew exactly what it was a reference to, and I assumed, as my like little prediction, Carl is the one that creates the cookbook, as he's already been making explosives, and he's kind of now being anti-authoritarian because he just like took out like the government of this small town of Skyfowls.
Took it over even.
Yeah, I think he's going to start making money off of this dungeon crawler anarchist cookbook that's going to be making rounds like he currently does for the Jugaboom. I think that's what it was
That would
called.
be smart.
Yeah, Carl's Jugaboom.
Yeah,
So yeah,
he gets royalties off of that.
yeah. I think he's going to get royalties for this, and and grow his legend as being this anti-authoritarian anarchist crazy man who blows shit up and becomes mayor.
His class is compensated anarchist, so
It
maybe
all
that would fit
fits.
real well. Yeah,
That's my prediction just for off the title, where I was like, okay, Carl's gonna write a book in the book about Carl.
a book within a book.
That's literally all I have. I hope
All right,
Katya
fair.
gets more, but I have very little doubt that I can't guess any of this because I don't know where this shit's going. I don't even know what the next floor is going to be like. It could be anything.
Yeah, I think we got exactly one hint about what the next floor was going to be.
I have no memory of what that hint was.
Me too. I don't
So
have
I'm
no
gonna
idea.
say outer space. Oh, you know what? It's trains. It's on the cover.
Oh, you guys have the book right
Yeah.
there? Okay, yeah.
I'm looking at it right now and I'm like, mind the oh, it's trains. We're in a train yard.
Oh, I'm looking at the cover of Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook. There is a train about to run over Carl, Donut, and Mongo, so I can see why that would be your thought. Yep.
Don't worry, the mayor is sending more trains.
We're in a train yard.
The mayor says, I'm sending more trains.
It's the haunted train yard from Final Fantasy.
Oh, does he get to suplex the train?
You gotta suplex the train now.
I mean, Carl is totally Tifa in that situation, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, he could suplex the train. He's getting strong enough.
Well, I just meant like the fighting style because he's got the glove and things.
Yeah,
so.
you're right.
Maybe he'll ride a dolphin to suplex the train.
I would be on board.
You'll ride a raptor to it.
The raptor's
He's getting bigger.
Donuts. Donut will ride the raptor to suplex the train.
There you go.
Okay,
that's
Mike,
prediction.
What predictions do you have?
My prediction was actually really, really close to Tim's, so I don't really have much to add to that other than I feel like we are going to get more of a Warriors vibe to this next one, which is to say a lot of people have Carl on their radar. I mean, they already did going into book 2 because him and Donut were getting more famous, but I feel like we're going to have a situation where all eyes are on them, and they were like, kind of want some of that crawler money. So we're dealing with bounties now. So I feel like we're coming up against the thing that Carl has been avoiding since the beginning, which is he doesn't want to have a crawler kill on his record. And he's going to be put into a lot of situations where, and that'll be part of the puzzle solving. Because what I've really liked about a lot of the fights or quests so far is that there's been like a puzzle solving element to it. How do you solve the puzzle of not killing people that are trying to kill you in a very, very deadly game that they are stuck in? So I feel like a lot of situations are going to be about diplomacy and de-escalation and Carl having to learn how to talk as well as he fights. Because Carl had just got a big upgrade to his power with that last like little bit that he did, blowing up half the city and everything. So I feel like the problem now is not going to be the physical threats, but the emotional and diplomatic threats. Like he's going to have to learn how to convince people to either not kill him or try to deal with people in a non-deadly fashion. Because and I mean, it doesn't help that he has people out there that are already gunning for him personally. Like, we still have Frank to deal with, so this feels like the perfect book to have Frank really come back in a big way. So we're gonna be dealing with, Carl, come out and play, yay! So we're gonna have a bunch of people that are just after them, and that's fun. And that's fun. That's a lot of fun.
Man, yeah, things could get real personal, right? That's a good point.
And get real dangerous. I mean, what happens when you have a shit ton of crawlers? If anything, crawlers are more unpredictable than the NPCs. So because they could literally be anything. So
my dangerous. Sorry, that's what.
I like that. Okay.
So yeah, the danger level has now increased.
We haven't seen a lot of crawlers that went particularly crazy on their speed. Like maybe Daniel Bautista is the weirdest with his like Thundercat look, but Carl saw a lot of weird ass choices. Like
I feel like this all goes back to the "You will not break me" thing, where he is desperately trying to hold on to his humanity. It's been a theme since the beginning, and it's one that like we kind of all knew that was being underlined from the beginning too. Like it was, he desperately wants to hold on to whatever it is that makes him a good person, or at least trying to be a good person. And you've been running into all these people that were once probably regular ass people just going about their lives, and now they've been forced into this situation and they've had to go very quite literally inhuman in order to survive, and in literal sense and in figurative senses. So Carl desperately trying not to kill anyone, and now having a bunch of people gunning for him, that is a big development now. And it can lead to a lot of really interesting and contentious and probably really, really fucking sad and impactful scenes coming up, because he does not want to kill anybody, and now he has people that are after him. And I'm really, really interested to see. I am way more excited to go into this book than going into the second, definitely. So this was a much better ending for me.
It's good. Okay, well let's move into, we got a couple of emails we can do before we wrap up.
I can't wait to see this fan art, whatever the hell.
So
you said one of us suggested it?
Yeah. So the first one is from Ryan. That's the one who's we'll get. It says, "Hey Jennifer, Mike, Tim, and Data. I've been a long-time listener of the Sanderlinch, and I'm a fan of Dungeon Crawler Carl, so I was excited when Data announced this podcast. It's been a blast listening to you all talk about the book and whatever tangents happen to pop up. I appreciate the fact that you're honest with your opinions, good and bad, about the story and the characters. I had a thought about something Tim said a few episodes back, about the dungeon being a cross of an MMO and a reality show, and those elements being at cross purposes. While I agree there would be some people who would approach the dungeon in a more individualistic way, like Tim said, I think the greatest drama for the writers is of a group coming together, working to survive, and then dying one by one. I think they want some drama and tearjerkers. Just after they thoroughly disconnect from the viewers from thinking of crawlers as real people by diminishing them at the start of the dungeon with the gag reel of deaths, America's Funniest Home Video style. So that's an interesting thought.
Yeah, I would love to see that, because I want this to not be so individualistic, but I think it's still a very individualistic series.
I can see that. Like I said before, I'm looking forward to this whole found family aspect that seems to be coming in, but that remains to be seen if I'm just
could be building to that for sure. But we haven't seen it exactly.
I know I'm projecting my own hopes onto it of what the story could be, but I'm agreeing with Ryan that I would like to see a more, maybe not the thing turned into an ensemble, but I do definitely want to see like a group of characters that I get attached to. I'm like I've been attached to Morty since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of turned into Team Dad, so alcoholic Team Dad,
or alcoholic team.
he's kind of a grunkle Morty. He's
Dad can be an alcoholic.
Yeah,
I think a lot of dads are alcoholics,
but he has kind of like a grunkle kind of thing about him where he's got his own secrets, he's got his own things that he's keeping from him, but he generally wants the best for them.
The email finishes, "Oh, Mike, I have heard your pleas for Mecha Grandma, and since no real artists have delivered, I have drawn my terrible version of her. I'm not good at all, but it is Mecha Grandma, and
I don't care if it's a doodle.
I included my 5-star rating on Spotify. Sorry for the long word vomit email. So first, here is, and I said send this. There you go. Here's the Mecha Grandma.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. Thank you for this, Ryan.
It's amazing.
I'm gonna send Ryan.
I don't know what's pouring out of the one arm. I assume that it's hot chocolate because it's a grandmother.
Oh, that would make sense. Yeah,
it's hot chocolate cannon is what that's going to call Zoots, Ryan.
What are you talking about pouring out? One is obviously a drill. That's the one that's on our left. It's Mecha Grandma's right, and the right on her left is obviously a cane.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Grandma cane. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Why would you need
Ryan did a great job.
Why would you need a cane if you have a robot suit, though?
Because Mecha Grandma needs a cane.
No, Mecha Grandma wants to know that you are warm and feel safe, and so she's going to make you hot chocolate.
That's what the dial does. From her compartment, she can have cookies and hot chocolate.
Okay. See,
but
Ryan,
she needs a cane. She's Mecha Grandma. Love it. This is perfect. I give this a 5-star review, and I always saw the vision, Zoot Ryan. These guys did not see the vision.
Oh my!
My goodness.
Yes, also attached the Spotify review, so we need an achievement for Ryan.
All right. Let's see, Ryan, Zoot Ryan, as your friend Tim calls you. You saw that we were in need of a family unit, and of course, alcoholic grunkle dad Morty is the dad, but we needed a mother, maybe even a grandma. So now we have Mecha Grandma, and you have brought this into reality. She may need a cane to get around, or maybe she dispenses hot chocolate. It is something that has been debated by scholars for centuries. But something that I do know is that you are probably the greatest artist that has ever lived or died on the planet Earth. And that is your achievement. You are the artist who lived to bring Mecha Grandma to life. Thank you, Ryan.
Achievement unlocked. Ryan, you are the artist who lived.
Nice. For some reason, when you say like the artist who lived, my first thought was Harry Potter, and then the like millennial joke version of that first chapter where it's like the boy who was not unalived. And so, thanks, Ryan. That was an awesome drawing. We have one more email. Okay. This one is from Luke. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think it's like spelled like Jean-Luc, L-U-C. So I'm going to say Luke. This one says, "Hey guys, Data, thanks again for starting up the podcast. I'm a big fan of the Sanderlanche. Really enjoy going through these new books with the new crew. I finished the first book and I'm waiting to get to the second from my library, but it's a long wait. I'm planning on finishing your podcast for the first book and then wait until I can get a copy of the second. I've attached a picture of my rating and I'm looking forward to my achievement. Thanks again," from Luke.
Awesome. Luke, you've been through a lot. You blew up a bunch of Beanie Babies. You stole a Beanie Baby case. And now you are trying to get an NPC to finish his dialogue so that he may die. Been through a tough bit of situations here. And now that this NPC has given up all of the information, all of the exposition, you know what that means. When the exposition scene is over, usually there is a nuke nearby that will go off. Plenty of video games and TV shows have proven this correct. So now you must capture this nuke in a Beanie Baby case and put it in your pocket. And of course, after doing so, it's time to get naked because you got to run like hell. Because as most times when there is a nuke in the city, when you deactivate it, there is a second, more secret nuke that is going to go off. I don't make the rules. That's just storytelling. So now you got to run for the exit. You got to run with all your might, and you got to bring everybody with you. And with your bits hanging in the breeze, swaying back and forth as you're just running towards the exit. You are the naked savior of this city. Good job, Luke. You are the naked savior.
That would be a very different Batman movie.
Achievement unlocked. Luke, you are the naked savior.
I'm just imagining the close-up shot of Gordon being like, "I never said thank you," and it's just the most naked guy eating a sandwich. He's just dirty and he's just eating a sandwich on a rooftop. He's like, "You never have to," and then he just jumps off the roof, and it's like, did he have like a parachute or like a net underneath? And he's just dead on the ground, and they were like, he was the hero we deserved. Not the one we needed.
Yeah, probably true. Okay, thanks, y'all. If anyone wants to send us an email, with questions, comments, art, death threats, whatever, I'll take them. The address is dgmj@mail.com. If you want to leave us a 5-star review on the podcast platform of your choice, take a picture of that, send it to that email, and Mike will award you an achievement for your trouble. So
that's either a threat or a reward, depending on what you think of them.
Yeah, either way. It's fun, whichever way it's going to be. So remember, we're going to take a break before the next one, but then we are starting in on book 3 of the Dungeon Crawler Carl series, the Dungeon Anarchist's Cookbook. And we are going to be reading just chapters 1 and 2 of that book for next time. So if you're reading along, check out chapters 1 and 2 of the Dungeon Anarchist's Cookbook. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We appreciate you all, and we will see you in about a month, I guess.
Yeah, see you in season 3, everybody. Thanks for listening.
We will leave you with our Mordecai wisdom for the week. Nobody's going to care about your trunk swinging in the air. Good luck out there, crawlers. That's actually really horrible advice. They probably will.
I mean, my alternate advice was you should probably put your pants on before you go on TV.
I mean, that is solid advice that, no.